Hey folks, this is Brendan Mace here, and in this video, I want to share with you the success that I've had with ad swaps and solo ads on safeswaps.com. So the three reasons to use SafeSwaps is the rating system, over delivery of clicks, and the ability to network with other people that are in the same niches as you are. So ratings, why they're great, is because feedback is posted for everyone to see. So because feedback is posted for everyone to see, solar sellers are required to make sure that you are happy. And this has been a benefit to me in a number of cases, but I just want to share with you, I've bought a lot of solo ads in my time building an email list. And what I've found from experience is if I have a bad experience outside of SafeSwaps, it's very difficult for me to be able to get my money's worth or to be able to get that solo seller to be accountable for the agreed upon service. But on SafeSwaps, this is usually a different story because solo sellers don't want you to leave bad feedback on their sale page because then they won't be able to continue to sell on SafeSwaps. So all the people that have lasted a while on SafeSwaps that have good ratings means that they have good traffic because the rating system forces them to give good traffic. And of course, over delivery. Why is SafeSwaps better for over delivery than other solo sources? Well, the SafeSwaps tracking link that's included in the purchases that you make disallows exit redirects. It doesn't count them as clicks, and it doesn't count visitors as clicks that only stay on the page for a short period of time. So if you have kind of a shady solo seller and he just sends random blind traffic over to your page, traffic that doesn't want to be there in the first place, and they just exit right away without looking at what you have to offer, those clicks don't count. So that's really, really cool in terms of like protecting your investment with solo ads. And of course, vendors are held accountable to make sure that they at least send the amount of clicks ordered, but because they have to at least send that amount, there's usually an extra delivery that comes attached. Now, the third benefit for SafeSwaps, and this one should really, really not be underrated because it's very, very significant, and it's the amount of JV partners that you can collect while using this service. And after I finish the slideshow, I'm going to move over to SafeSwaps and I'll show you some of the relationships, how they've helped me in JV giveaway events and other stuff that I've hosted outside of SafeSwaps. Now, of course, the real cool thing about SafeSwaps is that the traffic is really cheap. For less than 30 cents per click, you can get a ton of traffic to your squeeze page, and this is cool because average prices on solos is usually much higher. And there's some examples of this, like the most popular solo ad directory is Reed Florin's directory, and I don't recommend this directory actually, surprisingly. Most people seem to highly recommend it. But the reason why I don't recommend it is because it's very saturated. Everybody's buying their solo ads from this place, which means that the lists that are sending that traffic have become very, very diluted. And the prices are very, very high, and I'm going to show you examples of that later in this video. So when it comes to SafeSwaps, what choice should you make? Well, I'm saying right away that for sure, make sure you at least get an account because this is going to be your access to cheaper traffic, more reliable traffic, and a bunch of networking possibilities. So it's for sure you definitely want to at least get an account. But should you go free or should you buy a premium account? Free is obviously no cost, whereas a premium account will cost you $30 per month. And is that worth it to you? Well, I just want to say free accounts, you can buy solo ads. So if you're on an incredibly cheap budget, then you definitely can go the free account route, and that won't be a problem. You'll still get access to a lot of good solo ads and a lot of great traffic that can convert for you. Now, the benefits of going premium is that you get more respect from members, and this isn't simply just because you have don't have the guest status attached to your name that everybody can see. That's part of it, but it's also that SafeSwap also makes it less less friendly to people that don't have a premium service. And obviously, you can understand why they do such a thing. They want you to spend money, so they create rules like anybody can cancel anything they have going with you without incurring any penalties if you're a guest user, whereas if you're a premium user, people have to sort of abide by their agreements, and you're just overall treated with more respect, and also you have more rules working in your favor. Now, the other cool advantage is that you get more than one swipe file for your solo ads. Now, this is cool because it's important that when you get further in your list building that you'll want to test everything. And this is not an exception when it comes to solo ads. You really want to know which solo ads convert into the most buyers and the most leads, because your swipe copy does have an impact on the quality of subscribers that you get. So that's very important to be able to have more than one, so you can split tests between one or the other. And of course, the third main benefit is ad swaps. Now, ad swaps is an insanely huge benefit once you already have an email list. Of course, if you're building an email list from scratch, then ad swaps at this point aren't going to help you that much. But once you get about 500 to 1,000 subscribers on your list, you can start making some ad swaps and get a bunch of traffic just by trading links with a bunch of reputable traders that are on SafeSwaps. So now in this part of the video, I want to show you inside my SafeSwaps account so you can see the kind of over-deliverability and the benefits of SafeSwaps over other solo ad directories. So if you look here, this is April 2013 in my SafeSwaps account, and you can see all the people that I purchased solo ads from in this month. But the one thing that you can see is the amount I've purchased and then the amount that was delivered. So the first solo ad of the month from Lance Derrick, I bought 100 clicks and he delivered to me 218 clicks worth of traffic. So needless to say, immediately after this solo ad was purchased or delivered, I immediately purchased another solo ad from Lance Derrick because I was so happy with these results. But you can see here that that seems to be very, not to that extreme, but definitely over delivery is certainly common for SafeSwaps, and almost everybody over delivers. There were rare cases where they weren't over delivery, but then I was able to contact the seller and adjustments were made. So Craig Taylor, for example, didn't send me the 25 clicks, and I messaged him and he didn't really seem like he was capable or wanted to send the rest of the traffic. But because he didn't want negative feedback, he said, you know what, no problem, I'll give you a refund for your purchase. So not that it was very much money anyways, but he sent me money back on PayPal, and I'd like to think that he would do it anyways, but I think a large part of it was that he didn't want to get a negative feedback on his record. So if you see with these guys here, the negative record really sticks out. And sometimes the negative record is from unfair customers, so you really have to look through the feedback. And you can look through the feedback when you click on a solo ad that you've purchased. You get to see the traffic statistics, but if you click on the profile of a solo ad member, you can take a look at the feedback that other members have given them. So you can see here, James Winston, in general, is a very, very reputable guy, and I've had great success with his solo ads, so I definitely highly recommend him. But he's gotten a lot of good feedback, and I really recommend that you take a look through the feedback and see what people are saying. And what you want to see is that people are saying, hey, like the traffic was really good, there was a high number of opt-ins, and you can see I'm there, high opt-ins, and even some sales. And that's the kind of feedback that you want to see. You want to see that they're saying, like, you want to see over-delivered, very helpful. You want to make sure that the feedback's saying this is a good seller and you should buy from him. And this guy, the negative feedback that he gave him right here is too much of the same IP address. I don't know if this is true or not. It's very possible this person doesn't know what they're talking about, because I know I've contacted James personally, and he's a very genuine stand-up guy, and I really doubt that he would be involved in any kind of scam tactics. So I think that this is probably an unfair criticism, but overall you can see that most people are happy. And that's what you want to do when you decide to make solo app purchases. You want to make sure that you pick someone that has good feedback, but it's SafeSwap that allows you to check this really easily. Now, the main alternative that everybody always talks about is Reed Florin's solo ad directory. This is the one that's praised as the best solo ad directory, and I think that this is a mistake. And here's why I think it's a mistake. Because these solo ads may be good, but the amount of people that have access to this list is insane. This list gets recommended all the time, so thousands upon thousands of people are buying from these vendors, which means that their lists are not as powerful as they used to be. But furthermore, when you click over to these guys' lists and what they're selling, you can see that in a lot of cases they're charging a lot of money for the traffic they send. So this is an example of a guy on the solo ad directory that's selling 100 clicks for $60. And even when you get in higher clicks, it's always 60 cents per click, no matter how much traffic you send. Now that's pretty expensive in my books, and in my opinion it's very, very difficult to make that $60 back. And if you've seen my previous video, you know that I like to make back the money I buy on solo ads right on the front end. That's a tall order for an expensive solo ad. But when you use SafeSwaps, you can find solos, and I've shown you this already in a previous video, I believe, but you can get solos for $34, $32, $25 really, really cheaply. And I just want to show you one really quick, cool trick on SafeSwaps that I didn't learn until very recently, and it's too bad because it's really cool and it's something you should know about. If you message these guys directly, any of these solo vendors or someone that you want to buy traffic from, normally you have to click on the buy solo button and you have to wait a certain amount of time. So today it's May the 4th, and it's saying that I can't get my solo delivered until the 17th, so I have to wait about 2 weeks, which isn't really a big deal. I don't mind waiting, no problem. But if there's a funnel that I want to test out tomorrow and all these guys are booked up for a significant period of time, you can contact them directly, and when you contact them in messages, you can click on this buy quick solo button. And this means that you can basically contact them and say, hey, you know what, do you have anything you can send me within 24 hours? And lots of times, believe it or not, these solo vendors will do this for you, especially if you contact a few of them. There'll be somebody with some clicks available right now, so you don't have to wait the 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And I showed in a previous video, I think Tommy was booked up for a month because he sells clicks for $25 per 100 clicks. But if you contact him directly, he might say, hey, you know what, I can send 100 clicks tomorrow, just shoot me a quick solo. So what you do is you go to send message on Tommy and you click on this buy quick solo button, and then you can request to buy a quick solo in there, and then he can either choose to accept it or not. Now the final cool thing about SafeSwaps that I think is really, really undervalued, and the huge potential of SafeSwaps, is the amount of JV partners you can get from it. And this is a giveaway event that I just launched on May 1st, I believe, and so far there's been 1,000 visitors that have hit this page. And I'm hosting this event, so basically I had to find people that would enlist in the event and then send traffic to it. And I always recommend to my subscribers, JV giveaway events, man, they're an easy way to get a bunch of free traffic to your offer and free leads into your business. Why not do them? And the number one thing that I always get back from me is that it's hard to find contributors to be involved in these giveaway events. And that's true. I agree with that. It is actually kind of difficult to find people that are willing to partake and participate in your events. But Safe Swaps is a great way to build relationships with people, and lots of times the relationships that you build can get them to join these events with you. So for example, Joseph 10, I met him on Safe Swaps, and he's decided to be a part of 2 of my events now, and it's all because of relationship that I was able to build on Safe Swaps. James Winston, again, he's the seller that I was showing earlier that had a pretty good ratings on Safe Swaps. He's a guy I met on Safe Swaps, and I talked to him. I just talked to him usually about every day. Him and me chat about something in our messages, and from that I said, hey, you know what? I've got a JV giveaway event going on. Do you want to join it and send some traffic to my event? No problem. He's sent 200 clicks to this event page so far, and that was a huge benefit just from a relationship that I got from being on Safe Swaps. So being a part of Safe Swaps, if you're building a list, is absolutely mandatory. Not only do you get access to really great traffic and really great prices, you can also get involved and connected with a lot of people that are trying to build their lists just as much as you are, and who are eagerly looking for ways to build their lists bigger by participating in JV events, whatever. So I think that free account, premium account, make sure you get on here. If you have a premium account, you're going to have more success connecting with people because they're going to trust you more, they're going to treat you with more respect. But it's definitely not mandatory. You can still buy solo ads with a free account and see if you like it from there. But overall, definitely a strongly worthwhile resource to consider if you're in the business of building a huge email list quickly.